I-130 has been approved. My I-797 sent to the National Visa Center Department. The notice date is March 30th, 2020. The notice states I should hear from them in 30 days. If I don't, after the 30 days, I should send an email to the email address. I have not received the mail as yet. I'm living in Jamaica. I'm asking you, should I wait a bit more or send the email now? Rosalie, it does not hurt to send an email. The squeaky wheel always gets the oil with immigration. So if they said send an email after 30 days, you should send it. Don't wait for something to happen. Follow the directions. Absolutely send an email. I filed a VAWA since 2018, but up to now, there's no decision to take on his case, but the inquiry has been complete. So what should he do now? I'm not sure what you mean by the inquiry is complete, but if your friend filed a VAWA in 2018, we're now almost halfway through 2020. I think now's the time for him to call for a consultation and figure out what the problem is. It does take 18 to 20 months for a VAWA approval, so I'm not sure how far he's into it, but it does take that long. I'm going to ask USCIS to hold on to my I-45 until file my VAWA. Originally filed with the I-130. USCIS gave me 30 days to file my VAWA and sent a copy of receipt back to them so they can decide on my pending I-45. It's now been 60 days since they received my RFE. Field office is yet to make that decision. Do you know what the procedure is from here? I do know the procedure. If you filed the VAWA, it's going to take 18 months before they make a decision. So you have to get the VAWA approved first before the field office makes a decision on your I-45. The I-45 is your green card. They can't give you a green card until the VAWA is approved. So you got to get your VAWA approved first. What they're doing is they're holding your I-45 in abeyance so you don't have to file a new I-45 and pay a new filing fee. So you'll be able to use the work permit that you have. You'll be able to use the travel document that you have. You'll be able to renew it, but don't expect anything from the field office on your I-45 until your VAWA is approved. I'm petitioning my mom. USCIS asked me to send an RFE and asking my birth certificate and DNA. I'm planning to do both, but the clinic in my country is closed. What should I do? Okay, number one, if USCIS is asking for your DNA, you do it. You do the DNA through the USCIS website. Follow their directions. I'm not sure what country you are in, but most medical clinics should be open. If you are having problems, come see me or call us. But you don't just go and do a random blood test. You do it through the auspices of USCIS. Follow their directions, and they will tell you where to go. I removed conditional processing time as extended. What happens if the extension expires before it's even processed? The extension of the conditional green card expires May 2021. Removal was filed October 2019. So they give you 18 months. They give you 18 months when you file the extension. Until the day they make a decision, you are a lawful resident of the United States, even if you don't have evidence of it. It's not like all of a sudden you become illegal. Now, after 18 months, if they still don't have an answer for you, you can make an InfoPass appointment, go down to your local office, and they'll put a stamp in your passport indicating that you are a resident of the United States for an additional 12 months to allow you to work and travel and everything else. What immigration do on the priority date? The priority dates are the dates in which green cards become available to you in the quota system. The quota system is employment and family-based immigration, and those would be your unmarried children over the age of 21 of U.S. citizens, spouses and children of permanent residents, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, plus all the employment-based categories. There's quotas. So the priority date is your place online in that quota system. When your priority date is reached, presumably you're eligible for your green card if you did the right things. Elizabeth Francis. I did not see this story about a black man that went to deliver furniture and at the community where they want to know how he got the code for the gate, and they were blocking him because he didn't tell them why he was there. And after the person he delivered the furniture, let him know he was really there to deliver furniture. Can you imagine how gross that was? Yes, I can imagine. If you have the story, please send it to us in our DM. We'll talk about it. I did not see that, but I would love to see that. Brad, is there any truth that if there's money in your bank account, you will not get unemployment benefits? That's absolutely not true. It has nothing to do with money in your bank account. If you're entitled to unemployment benefits, whether you have $1 million in your bank or $5 in your bank. Miss Badoon Abdullah Fash. Hello, great Uncle B. How you doing, family? May the Lord continue to save us in this pandemic. Thank you. Please, I want to know, is SNAP under public charge? Does it not affect my citizenship? I'm pregnant, just got my social and work permit. Thanks. SNAP is public charge. It does not affect your citizenship. It also does not affect if you're getting it as a result of pregnancy or you're getting it for your children. Victoria Rodriguez, I answered already. Kenny Sang with a question. Hi, Brad. Do you know of any VAWA waived interviews and green cards sent through mail? It's happened a few times of late. Any reason behind this? I think if you have a really open and shut case and they have nothing to ask you, they're trying to get rid of their backlog. I've seen a few of them, but 95% are getting interviews. Lovely LaFleur, Michelle. Hi, Uncle. I've been waiting for an interview for my husband. It's been 13 months. Should I email them or should I wait till the pandemic? Should I get an attorney involved in the case? I think it's time to get an attorney involved in the case if you're waiting 13 months. Jeremiah says the specific clinic that the USCIS recommends is closed voluntarily for the DNA. Jessica Kalimi, I missed your question. Please ask it again. Then Jerry, you're going to need to call me and have a consultation with me because I don't know all the clinics in the Philippines, but we will certainly figure it all out. All right, so let's see what our questions are on YouTube. On YouTube, Grace Ann Mailer has a question. My mom filed a 216. My mom filed 2016. I'm over 21. I'm in the USA. She used a lawyer. However, she just moved to another floor in her same apartment. Should we notify USCIS or wait until the lawyer gets the approval notice? I would notify USCIS. You can do it AR-11. Make sure that the mail doesn't get sent to the wrong apartment and the new person in the apartment's a jerk and doesn't give it to you. So yeah, I would notify USCIS. It's just an AR-11. It's very easy to do. God's property. Hi, Brad. Is the Nigerian ban still in effect? It is. It's still in effect. What can I do as a Nigerian when I get my interview for my CR1 visa at the U.S. Embassy? Well, hopefully by that point, it will not be in effect. I don't know how far you are. You're not going to get an interview until the ban is over. I'm not sure how far you are from getting your appointment. Nevertheless, we're going to have an election in November. Hopefully Biden wins. Hopefully Trump reverses the Nigerian ban after the election. We'll see how it goes. Daniel K. When I file adjustment for my mom here in the U.S. with me age less than 65, do I have to submit a specific health insurance plan with the adjustment? Any health insurance would be good that your mom has. If she can't get it, then bring health insurance to the time of the interview, simply because these days your mom has to show, and every person has to show, that they're able to, in addition to, this is the concept, in addition to getting an affidavit of support from your petitioner, there's an additional step where the beneficiary, the person getting the green card, has to establish to the satisfaction of the Immigration Service, and they have these plus categories and minus categories, that they will not become a burden to the U.S. government. So how do you do that? You come in with health insurance to say, if I get sick, I don't need Medicaid. So bring it to the interview if you don't have it at the time of filing. Sunday Unwado. Hello, Mr. Brad. My spouse was my sponsor and she lost her job. If we are called for a second interview, will it affect my status? It could if you don't have a good affidavit of support, and certainly if you're not working. So yeah, it's a concern. K, God bless. I received a text May 4th from USCIS to say they received my adjustment of status, and if I don't get a notice in the mail, contact them by May 7th. It's now a week and I have not gotten anything. What should I do? Contact them. Follow the direction. Absolutely. Tracy Lacey. Over 100 people watching the show. Some love by giving a thumbs up underneath this video. Thank you very much, Tracy. Modor, I guess. My question is, do I need my wife to go with me for the N400 interview? And if not, as the officer will ask about here. The officer is going to ask if you're basing it on a 3-year bona fide marriage, but your wife does not need to show up to the N400 interview. N400 I-751 interview and no decision yet after 7 months, please. It's time for a mandamus. Dowda Rogers, hey, Uncle Brad, my friend filed a VAWA since 2018, but up to now there's no decision taken in his case, but the inquiry has been complete. The answer is if it's more than 18 months, your friend should be contacting me. Pinoy 096. I'm petitioning my mom. USCIS asked me to send an RFE. They're asking for my birth certificate and DNA. I'm planning to do both, but the clinic, oh, we answered that. I don't know the story of open and closed clinics in the Philippines. So what we have to tell immigration is if the clinic's closed, we want to do the DNA. We've done my portion here in the United States. And when the clinic opens in the Philippines, we'll do that portion as well. And it would have to be some sort of affidavit submitted with the RFE to that effect. So I think at this point you would need a lawyer. Tracy says, I'm never able to ask a question here and get a response. Am I that bad lucky? Tracy, ask your question. I will answer it. I promise you. Sometimes I just don't see them. So ask it again. Rupan Thakador. Hi, Brad. Tell something about 60 days ban, please. Is the lawsuit trying to stop the 60-day ban? Any update? There is no new update that I have read on the 60-day ban. We're 40 some odd days into it right now. I don't know what's going to happen after the 60 days, whether it will be extended or not. Court cases take time. Injunctions take time. I believe that if it's extended past the 60 days, the courts will hear and make a decision on the injunction. If 60 days comes and goes and there's no extension, my guess is the court will drop the case saying it's moot now because there's no more ban. So let's see what happens. K, God bless. We answered that question. All right. My question is, Tracy, it is your lucky day. It is Tracy's lucky day. She says she never has luck getting her question answered. Today, she's getting it answered. My question is, if I'm married to a citizen, but I have not yet had an interview, can I get divorced and remarry? What's the time to do this? You can always get divorced. You don't have to go and stay in an unhappy marriage. You can get divorced, and then you can marry your true love. Do it now. Right now, immigration's not scheduling appointments anyway. They're backed up. Get divorced, withdraw your adjustment, remarry again. As long as you can prove the first marriage was real and the second marriage is real, you are allowed to fall in love, fall out of love, and fall back in love again. And if you want to have a consultation with me and talk about it more in depth, because obviously you're having problems with your current husband and you're in obviously some other relationship with another man, then I think you need a consultation. Spider-Man says, you always look hero, no need to shower. Thank you very much. Track Palmer, hey, Brad, I've applied to remove the 2-year temporary condition, but I think I will be here over 3 years living with my wife before it's approved. Will I only be able to apply for citizenship after? You can apply for citizenship after 3 years of having a conditional resident, even if your I-751 is not approved. But as you saw in one of the questions earlier, when you apply for your citizenship and the I-751 simultaneously, at least my experience has been it actually delays your case. It doesn't make it go faster. I'm generally of the opinion, but sometimes I change my mind depending on the situation and the facts. But I'm generally of the opinion to let the I-751 take its course, get approved, and then turn around and do your citizenship. Tracy says she's marrying because I'm in love with this man and the other is not lining my child. Okay, call me, Tracy. I don't know what lining my child means. Invader TV. Hey, Uncle Brad, I'm married to an American citizen. I received my work permit like 2 weeks ago. Should I apply for my Social Security card or should I wait? You can definitely apply for your Social Security card. Go do it. Tracy, she says, listen to me, man. I'm not sure if you got what I asked because I have some typos. No, I didn't get it. So use some intelligence and decipher my initial question. Thanks. Got it? Listen, I said to you, you're allowed to fall in love, fall out of love, and fall back in love again. It's okay. You're just going to have to prove that the first and second marriages were real. And finally, Pinoy, my mom's in the Philippines in specific clinic that USCIS recommended is closed. The DNA is only for voluntary. I'm not sure what that means. Again, I already answered that question. I said we're going to have to show that the clinic is closed. Maybe there's another clinic somewhere in the Philippines that's open. We will have to see what's going on there. Let's see if there's any stragglers here on Facebook with any additional questions. Zingo Thomas, if a category error was on your green card, how would you get it fixed? You would have to submit the green card back and file a new I-90 with a fee waiver and get the green card corrected. Jessica Leamy wanted to know, what are the requirements to obtain a U visa? A U visa is a visa for people who were the victims of specific crimes who suffered an injury, and those have to be serious crimes. So the first thing that you need to do is show you were the victim of a crime and get a law enforcement official to sign an official document from immigration that not only were you the victim of a serious crime, but also that you helped in participating in the investigation or prosecution of the criminal. Once you do that, you submit your U visa application with the law enforcement letter along with proof of your injury, whether you went to the hospital or psychological, but you have to show an injury. And there's a specific list of crimes that are covered under U visa, and there's a specific list that are not covered. Mostly it's crimes involving injury to you. Ajoki Alami has a question. If someone is charged and went for jail for 90 days and her status said guilty of negligent driving in 2009 and supervision for 2 years and paid fine of $500 and wants to get married this year, is this criminal record going to stop her from filing for her spouse? If they're a U.S. citizen, it will not stop them from filing for the spouse. Elizabeth Francis saying, just please ask your question once. Honey Boo Bo Lang. What if you get pregnant by someone else while filing for battered spouse? That's okay, as long as you can prove that the abuse from your spouse was legitimate. You were legitimately abused, and it was in a bona fide marriage that you were living with him. And you don't get married to the person who you're pregnant with until that I-360 is approved. Lusana Tanay, but you're allowed to have a relationship with another person as an abused spouse. There's no law that says you have to stay home and enter no relationship. Just the law says don't get married until the I-360 is approved. Louisiana Tanay, can you petition a family member while they're in the USA? Sure you can. Let's see what else. Loki Sam. Is a dismissed charge have the same impact on good moral character like a convicted charge? Every time you're arrested can affect good moral character. Only a conviction could make you inadmissible or deportable. But every arrest can impact moral character. Georgia M. Nugent. I did my biometric in December 2019. How long after before I get my work permit social? It should be shortly. First Lady Leah, hi, Uncle Brad. After the National Visa Center approves your documents and they say They will work with the Jamaican embassy. How long will it take for them to send the case to the embassy and get a date for children under 17? About 2 to 3 months. Preeti Chadra. What if the options to stay and work in U.S. if one loses her job while an H-1B extension application is pending with USCIS? That needs a consultation because we need to know a lot more. You may have options, certainly, but we got to figure it out. With more information from Vera, green card petition. If the financial support isn't sufficient, can a green card holder, my friend, act as an additional support for the petitioner? Depends who's sponsoring you. What is the sponsorship about? Danish Danny is sorry for asking a question that just hit his mind while others were asking, but I don't know what that question is. Padian Hodge, hi Brad, thank you for the wonderful work that you're doing. Quick question. It's not so quick, it's a long one. My sister is a green card holder and is currently in the process of getting her citizenship. However, due to the pandemic, her appointment was canceled, so she's wondering if she can apply for adjustment of status for her husband who's residing in the U.S. with her now, or she has to wait for the citizenship first. If the husband is in legal status and she has an I-130 pending and the priority date is current, yes. Otherwise, wait until she's a citizen. Shian Mash. Hi, I'm a U.S. citizen. Can I apply for my brother who is an F1 student and 22 years old? What's the best option for my brother? I applied for my parents' I-130 and it's processing. Yeah, you can file for him, but it's going to be 15 years. So the answer is yes, you can file. Is that the best thing to do for him? Probably not. What should you do for him? I think we would need to have a consultation and figure it out. You know, all of those, how do I get a green card questions really require a consultation. There's no form that says, oh, I'm here, fill this form out and you get a green card. So all of those questions, you know, my H-1B, got turned down. How do I get my green card? Have my brother's here on a student visa. What's the best way for him to get a green card? All of those require consultations, and the telephone number is 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. And finally, a couple of last questions on YouTube. Duck Cow. Hi, Brad. My mom petitions me under the F2B, but she will naturalize soon. Should I send an opt-out request with the I-45 package or separately to USCIS? I'm in the U.S. Should I send to NVC as well? Thanks. If you're in legal status and your priority date is current in the F2B, you can file your I-485 and opt into the F2B with your adjustment package. If you're out of status, you have to be 245I to adjust. So before you start filing papers, Duck Cow, we got to figure that stuff out. Pinoy06, I've answered your question 5 times. Go back and watch the YouTube. Spider-Man, if a U.S. citizen or green card marries out of the U.S., stays there for only 5 months, comes back to the USA spouse, can you file a VAWA if they have strong proof of domestic violence? Absolutely. Dominic Smith, does public charge affect cases at the National Visa Center since 2019? Yes, they do. Tiara L, hi, Uncle Brad. If a widow gets help with her rent, will she fall under public charge? If it's Section 8, yes. R. Hines, yo, Brad, processing times for I-130 in the Texas Service Center reduced from 7 to 9, 5 to 7 months. What's your take on it? Means they're working faster. That's my take on it. Saba S. Hi, Uncle Brad. I'm an LPR I-130 pending for my spouse abroad. We are expecting a baby. Can newborn be included in the visa interview once the I-130 is approved, or file separate I-130? If you don't intend to become a U.S. citizen, the newborn can be put into the approved I-130. You don't need to file a new one. If you intend on becoming a citizen, file the I-130 for the newborn as soon as they're born, and you'll upgrade it when you become a citizen, because the day you become a citizen, that newborn will fall off your wife's case. Vera Rapalda, for a spousal visa, can a friend green card holder be an additional support? Yes. If we saved up money in the bank, which would be shown in the bank statement, would that be good enough for financial support? I don't know what money you have saved up in the bank, but generally they really want to see tax returns unless that money in the bank has been there for a very long time. They're going to want to ask you for 3 years of bank statements, and they're going to average it out, and then you can only take 20% of that, and then you got to show how you earned that money, and it was taxable money earned legally. Last question, because it's straggled in, from Victoria Rodriguez. Hi, Brad, it's me again. I was wondering, how much is your consultation fee? I hope I can afford it. My case is actually complicated. It's removal. My husband and I are separated. I've been hard times with my 2 kids. I considered a single parent. My consultation fee is $200, but during the pandemic, I reduced it because I realized people have some financial issues. So I reduced my consultation fee during the pandemic to $150. I hope that's helpful to you. I hope you can afford it. And if you can, you can call us at 1-800-529-5465.